वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन हृदयन्तस्थ हि भद्राणि विध्नोति सुहृत्सताम् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21, Verse 33. Tamev yuyam bhajatatma-vrittibhi manovacha kaya gunesva karmabhi amayinah kamadugangri pankajam ythadhikara vasitartha siddhayah. Synonyms: Tam, unto him, ever, certainly, yuyam, all you citizens, bhajata, worship, atma, own, vrittibhi, occupational duty, mana, mind, vacha, words, kaya, body, gune, by the particular qualities, swakarmabhi, by occupational duties, amayena, without reservation, kamadugha, fulfilling all desires, angri pankajam, the lotus feet, yatha, as far as, adhikara, ability, avasita, artha, fully convinced of one's interest, siddhaya, satisfaction. Prithu Maharaj, translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prithu Maharaj advised his citizens, engaging your minds, your words, your bodies, and the results of your occupational duties, and being always open-minded, you should all render devotional service to the Lord, according to your abilities and the occupations in which you are situated. You should engage your service at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full confidence and without reservation. Then you will surely be successful in achieving the final objective in your lives. Purport. As stated in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Swakarmana tam abhyarchya. One has to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's occupational duties. This necessitates accepting the principle of 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. Prithu Maharaj therefore says, Gune Swa Karma Bhi. This phrase is explained in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. The 4 castes, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras, are created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead according to the material modes of nature and the particular duties discharged in those modes. A person who is situated in the mode of goodness is certainly more intelligent than others. Therefore, he can practice the Brahmanical activities, namely speaking the truth, controlling the senses, controlling the mind, remaining always clean, practicing tolerance, having full knowledge about one's self identity, and understanding devotional service. In this way, if he engages himself in the loving service of the Lord as an actual Brahmana, his aim to achieve the final interest of life is attained. Similarly, the Kshatriya's duties are to give protection to the citizens, to give all his possessions in charity, to be strictly Vedic in management of state affairs, and to be unafraid to fight whenever there is an attack by enemies. In this way, a Kshatriya can satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his occupational duties. Similarly, a Vaishya can satisfy the Supreme Godhead by properly executing his occupational duties, engaging himself in producing foodstuffs, giving protection to cows, and trading, if necessary, when there is an excess of agricultural production. Similarly, because Shudras do not have ample intelligence, They should simply engage as workers to serve the higher statuses of social life. Everyone's aim should be to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by engaging in his mind in thinking always of Krishna, his words in always offering prayers to the Lord or preaching about the glories of the Lord, and his body in executing this service required to satisfy the Lord. As there are four divisions within our body, the head, the arms, the belly, and the legs. Similarly, human society taken as a whole is divided into four classes of men according to their material qualities and occupational duties. Thus, the Brahminical or intelligent men have to execute the duty of the head. The Kshatriyas must fulfill the duty of the arms. The Vaishyas class must fulfill the duty of the belly, and the Shudras must fulfill the duty of the legs. In executing the prescribed duties of life, no one is higher or lower. There are such divisions as higher and lower, but since there is actually a common interest to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are no distinctions between them. The question may be raised that since the Lord is supposed to be worshipped by great demigods like Brahma, Lord Shiva, and others, how can an ordinary human being on this planet serve him? This is clearly explained by Prithu Maharaj by the use of the word yathadhikara, according to one's ability. If one sincerely executes his occupational duty, that will be sufficient. One does not need to become like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, Lord Chaitanya, or Ramanujacharya, whose capabilities are certainly far above ours. Even a Shudra, who is in the lowest stage of life according to the material qualities, can achieve the same success. Anyone can become successful in devotional service provided he displays no duplicity. It is explained here that one must be very frank and open minded. Amayina, to be situated in a lower status of life is not a disqualification for success in devotional service. The only qualification is that whether one is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, or Sudras, he must be open, frank, and free from reservations. Then, by performing his particular occupational duty under the guidance of a proper spiritual master, he can achieve the highest success in life, as confirmed by Lord himself. Sriyo Vaishyas Tatha Shudras Tepi Yanti Param Gatim. 932 Bhagavad Gita. It does not matter what one is, whether a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or a
It's
degraded
so
woman.
sorry, Vicky.
If one
तुम इस तरफ पास
engages,
बैठो तो
excuse me, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I muted the one. But
If one engages himself seriously in devotional service, working with body, mind, and intelligence, he is sure to be successful in going back home, back to Godhead. The Lord's lotus feet are described here as Kama Dughangri Pankajam because they have all power to fulfill the desires of everyone. A devotee is happy even in this life because, although in material existence we have many needs, all his material needs are satisfied, and when he at last quits his body, he goes back home, back to Godhead without a doubt. End of purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. So in this chapter, first of all, I want to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam, thereby getting an opportunity to purify myself. So, while describing this chapter, it is like totally dedicated to Bhakti Yoga, where King Prithu is advising his citizens how to conduct oneself. So, And this example here is given by that anybody according to one's ability can serve. But as long as the condition is that as long as it is according to the one's occupational duty. So according to the occupational duties, then the four varnas and ashramas come into the picture. So Brahmanas have certain duties, Kshatriyas have certain duties, so does the Vaishyas and so does the Shudras. So the common goal is to do the service in such a way that it becomes yagya, or it is dedicated to the Supreme Personality of Godhead for the smooth running of the society. So if we are dedicated to Krishna, we are involved in bhajan kriya, then all our actions will be uplifting. We will be lifted from no matter what status of life we are or what occupational duty we are, even if we are Shudras or Chandalas for that matter, if we are lifting ourselves, uplifting ourselves through the process of bhakti yoga and situating ourselves in the mode of goodness, then we no longer remain a Shudra or a Chandala. We are becoming Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas is a position which is higher than that of a Brahmana also. So, so anyone can come to that status because once you are engaged with the in the mode of goodness in the service of the Lord and performing your occupational duty, uh, which is in the mode of goodness, if it is in the mode of goodness, then we can uplift ourselves. So we do not have to be stamped that it does not say anywhere that you are stamped Shudra, you are a stamped Brahmana, you are a stamped Kshatriya. It is the duty that determines what kind of work we are performing, and and if it is in Bhakti Yoga, Prabhupada mentions that uh, about uh, the purport that all our actions should be to cooperate in such a way that there is no disturbance in the society. The four classes, four varnas and ashramas are functioning properly, and they were also getting a chance to get enlightened and uplift themselves, so that at the end of the life, when one quits the body, they are able to go back, they have perfect their life and they are able to go back home, back to Godhead. So the last words in the purport. So we say here, I'm reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, verse 18, 19, 20. Maharaja, Sava Mana Krishna Padaravindeyo, Pajamsi Vaikuntha Gunanu Varnane, Karo Hare Mandir Marjanadishu, Shrutim Chakarachit Sat Kathodaye. Maharaj Ambrish always engaged his mind in meditating upon the lotus feet of Krishna, his words in describing the glories of the Lord, his hands in cleansing the Lord's temple, and his ears in hearing the words spoken by Krishna or about Krishna. Mukunda Lingalaye Darshane Drisho Tadbhritya Gatra Sparshe Angasangamam Granam Chatatpad Saroj Saurabhe Srimat Tulasaya Rasanam Tadarpite. He engaged his eyes in seeing the deity of Krishna, Krishna's temples, and Krishna's places like Mathura, Vrindavan. He engaged his sense of touch in touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees. He engaged his sense of smell in smelling the fragrance of tulasi offered to the Lord. And he engaged his tongue in tasting the Lord's prasad. पादौ हरे क्षेत्र पदानुसर्पणे शिरो ऋषिकेश पदाभिवंदने कामं च दास्य न तो काम कामयया यथोत्तम श्लोक जनाश्रया रति. He engaged his legs in walking to the holy places and temples of the Lord, his head in bowing down before the Lord, and all his desires in serving the Lord 24 hours a day. Indeed, Maharaj Ambarish never desired anything for his own sense gratification. He engaged all his senses in devotional service in various engagements related to the Lord. This is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires. So, so we understand from these verses that all our actions, all our work, all our engagements, everything should be directed towards satisfying the Lord. And how do we perceive Lord? We have to perceive Lord. Of course, we have temples, we have places of congregation, we have holy places, we have dhams. So, but Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is Sarvavyapak, means he is everywhere, omniscient, omnipotent. So, what we need to do from our limited intelligence is to realize that part, that Krishna is everywhere in everybody's body, in every single particle, every atom, and that he, Krishna, can manifest anywhere, anytime, depending on how one perceives a situation, because we have to become so much so in our heart sensitive, or rather, like, will melt our heart so much that you will be able to, one will be able to, that's like premanjana churita, bhakti vilochanena, santa sadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti. With the ointment of love, if we have, and is always constantly thinking of Krishna, chanting his holy name, and glorifying the Lord all the time through chanting, kirtan, always, then we will be able to perceive that in our own bodies and in the bodies of others and in everything, and in everything. So that is the way to engage ourselves, our intelligence in that way, to develop that relationship, and then the sambandha gyan, and then abhideya, the prayojan, and then when we are engaged this way, automatically the love of Godhead will flow. When the love of Godhead flows through our heart, it manifests in the form of tears, in the form of uh, the sending of the bodily hair on its ends. Uh, we are unable to, like, we cry, we are overwhelmed by emotions for Krishna. That is the the ultimate goal. And when we are thinking like that, then we are always intimately united with Krishna. That is the way we need to we need to conduct bhakti, and that is the way to succeed in one's life. And if we are connected intimately with Krishna, then all our efforts will be perfect. All our efforts will be perfect, and will have success in this life, and guaranteed way back home to Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, at the end of the life. With this, I'll stop. Thank you very much for joining in. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Please forgive